So welcome back, guys, to another video, and today I want to talk about some of my favorite gaming merchandise. I don't know, over the years of collecting video games, I've always had a soft spot for like little knickknacks and pre-order bonuses. To me, I feel like it's almost like the glue that makes a game room really come together. And guys, if you have some really cool gaming memorabilia, be sure to share it as a comment below, or if you follow me on X, I would love to see a picture of it. So the first thing I want to talk about, I feel like this is a very common old pre-order item, and I believe that's what it was. I believe this was a pre-order item, but it was for Lunar Silver Star Story Complete on the PlayStation 1. It was a remake of the version on Sega CD, and this was Gallon, the evil bad guy of the series. And you know, I've seen this puppet. It's like a little hand puppet with boxing gloves. I've seen this puppet on other folks' videos. I've seen it in other video game stores. But what's interesting is when you look at the back of the box, there's actually a puppet of Alex, the hero. And I feel like if this wasn't that rare, I feel like the Alex puppet might be a little bit more uncommon. But what's not uncommon is just really funny dialogue from the folks at Working Designs. And this promo is no exception, because when you look on the back of the box, it has some really interesting dialogue. I really love the last little segment in there. It says, "We know Gallon looks a little scary, but we promise that unlike most other puppets, this one will not come to life and try to suffocate you in your sleep. Gallon's only intentions are to provide untold hours of amusement and entertainment. If you're amused and or entertained by combing his hair into pigtails, however, we suggest a lot of counseling." Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's really cool though. I got this from a good friend of mine, Devin, for Christmas back in 2012. Now, I don't think GameStop really has as many pre-order bonuses as they did back in the day, but for all you old school GameStop employees, or for me, I worked at Babbage's, we would have like a file cabinet just full of random stuff that we would like try to offer people for pre-ordering a game, or maybe if they like renewed some sort of membership. This is a Phoenix Wright DS stylus pen. It's really interesting because, you know, the stylus pen is like his finger pointing with the objection that's supposed to be a cleaning cloth, and a little mini bracelet lanyard thing. This was really popular back then. Even in Japan, they would have these sort of charts on their cell phones. I have never opened it. I don't know if the camera's capturing it, but it's actually starting to yellow. It used to be completely white, but it's really just starting to age. And this actually might be lost media. I'm not sure. I was trying to do some research before I made the video, but this was a DVD promotional gift for Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence. It came with this like History of Metal Gear Volume 1. And it was really interesting because it covered, you know, Metal Gear all the way up to Metal Gear Solid, I believe it was 2. It was the actual timeline of Metal Gear Solid, narrated by David Hayter, and also has some exclusive interviews from Kojima. And I've tried to see if I can find footage of it on YouTube. There's no footage of it. And I didn't really look up the prices of it on eBay. I know there is a Volume 2 that was a promo for Metal Gear Solid 4. I never got that one, but this was just a random thing I got when I worked at Babbage's. And over the years, I've tried to hold on to store displays. I would take like, you know, standees home, but you guys know after a while, those standees start to kind of deteriorate. It becomes harder and harder to, you know, transfer them to other houses, and it gets crazy. But this right here, this is really special to me because this is Castlevania Dracula X Chronicles. This is the promo box. This is the box that I saw. I clocked in at Babbage's and I was like, oh, what is this? And you guys got to understand, at the time, I believe this was like 2007. At that time, we didn't have Rondo of Blood as accessible as we do now, you know, through collections and emulation. Back then, it was still just an exclusive Japanese PC Engine import that people were paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars for. So to see a brand new, like revamped, no pun intended, version of Rondo of Blood, as well as unlockables of Rondo of Blood and Castlevania Symphony of the Night. This box is what made me buy a PSP. But I remember wanting to take this box home with me, and my boss was like, yeah, you can have it. But I think it's really, really cool. And speaking of Castlevania, this might be one of my favorite Castlevania collector editions. This is from Castlevania Portrait of Rome, but it was also celebrating the 20th anniversary of the series at the time. And, this is something that would have been a pre-order now or a special collector's edition that would get scalped like crazy. It's crazy to believe that this was essentially free for buying the game in advance. The envelope, though, is made of black construction paper. It's very fragile. I'm actually pretty proud that I've kept it in such great condition, but inside of it is what really, really counts. Inside, you get this Castlevania Portrait of Ruin poster, but what's really interesting is on the opposite side is a complete Belmont timeline. This is spanning from Castlevania Lament of Innocence with Leon Belmont all the way to the Battle of 99 with Julius, the precursor to Aria of Sorrow. A pretty beefy size art book as well. And again, this is celebrating 20 years of the series, so you have art from, the OG Castlevania games all the way to Portrait of Ruin. And I mean, I really love the art to Castlevania. I think that's definitely one of the things that's always made me really enjoy the series. But as much as I love the art, it's the music, which is also covered. This CD has 37 tracks, spanning from the OG Castlevania on the NES all the way to Portrait of Ruin. And I remember this is what made me want to get this collector's edition, because at the time I didn't have reliable internet and things were just a lot different, and so video game soundtracks were a hot commodity. And I remember going to a friend's house and burning a copy of this CD because I didn't want anything to happen to it. It also came with like a little white DS stylus that said Castlevania, and this little carrying case has 2 cartridge slots, one for Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow and Portrait of Ruin. Now, I know these glasses may look a little silly on me, but they have a purpose. These are actually Sony branded sunglasses exclusively from the, I believe it was 2017 Sony Celebration. My friend Amy went to it, and she sent me a couple of things. I sent her some money. I was like, hey, if you find something cool, I want to get this stuff. But this is one of the things that she just kind of included as a little bonus. What's really interesting is if you look on the side, there's like a small little Sony PlayStation logo on the glasses. I have no idea how uncommon these things are, but I think it's kind of cool. I'm a sucker for video game plushes, and when my friend Amy saw these at the conference, I was like, oh, I gotta buy them. And especially the Hunter from Bloodborne. Look at this little guy. But you also got Parappa the Rapper and Ratchet and Clank. I mean, you got some really good, solid Sony franchise love there, and I just think these things are really unique. But anyway, guys, what are some of your favorite video game memorabilia items? I'd love to hear it as a comment below. And again, if you follow me on X at Xander Skullion, send me a picture. I'd love to see it. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, but also hit that bell so you're notified on all future videos that come out on this channel. Anyway, guys, as always, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And as always, happy gaming.